What is going on, everybody? Welcome to, I think, the very first proper NitroGang Traxxas Nitro Rustler Appreciation Night. Now I have a pair of Nitro Rustlers. Some of us like them very old, some of us like them a little newer. But I know, at the end of the day, everybody here likes themselves any Nitro, even if it requires a little bit of work to make it great again. Now let me say hello to everyone that I see here. The early birds, we got No Music RC, Barn Cat, Big Boys Toys, how you doing? John Hensley, Jim Palazzalo, RB the Mechanic, Nitro Addiction is here with us. Well guys, the Traxxas Nitro Rustler, I'm gonna say something, okay? I don't think it gets enough credit. Now throughout the years, I have done many videos on Nitro Rustlers. And you know what? I'm going to be taking one of these to the RC track tomorrow. That means I need to prep one of these up. The question is, which one do you think will need a little bit of work? Well, you don't know what work exactly, but I will get down to the details in a little bit. We got Joey Bag A Donuts. How you doing, man? Joey, my favorite donut is vanilla frosted and chocolate dipped. Chocolate glazed. Chocolate glazed from Tim Hortons. Pretty good. Only RC Nitro. Benjamin Martinez. Rory Holler. How you guys doing? Melissa, if I miss anybody, you are welcome to throw a piece of cheese at my face.
You missed me.
She said I missed her. I can't miss you. You're right in front of me, boo. Well, hello to you as well. All right, we got ourselves a question from A&A Performance. I'm going to read it. Anyone know if nitros are good for sand drags, specifically the 3.3? All right, so we got a question if nitro is good for sand drags. That is hard to answer because it depends what your goal is. Is your goal to enjoy a beautiful two-stroke engine, or is your goal just to throw sand up in the air? In reality, an electric will throw sand up in the air, but it depends what your goal is. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, today, electrics have come a very long way. And, you know, the other day, Savage Rob, how you doing, man? 3 Thompson, only RC Nitros. The other day, I was watching this video. I don't know if it was a recommendation or not, but it appears, guys, that there's a popular genre now for YouTubers that are just like out there to get a reaction response. You know, the guy was discussing whether Nitro is dead. Honestly, that's like discussing whether his brain cells are still alive, in my opinion. I don't know if many of them are, in fact. Probably remaining, some of them are dead. Low IQ, you know. We got Lucas Stolkup. How you doing? S.I. Rico. How are you? He goes, I'm the only one that ever turned an RS4 into a mini truck. I think you are the only one. How'd you turn an RS4 into a mini truck? You put tall wheels on it or something? What'd you do, like shorten the chassis? I don't know what you did. We got Mark Messenger. How you doing, man? So S.I. Rico over here, tell us. And then I will get down to business. Either way, you know, with the release of the new RC10 GT kit, I think Stadium Truck class is back to greatness. Now we have a great channel member and viewer, Nitro Pimp, here in the chat, who recently picked up the new RC10 GT kit and built it. Now he said he ran into a few problems. Hopefully, when I get mine in the near future, I will go over them and document them. But I have no doubt that he built it correctly. It's not his first rodeo. In fact, he's been to many rodeos around the world. All right, and he has a goal. His goal is to have many nitros. I'm not going to say the number. If you want to see the number of how many nitros Nitro Pimp wants to have, you have to go watch his newest video that just came out today. In fact, to hype myself up, Melissa, did I just watch his video? Say yes really loud.
Yes.
I didn't even have to train her to do that, you know what I'm saying? Just kidding around. Okay, but it's true, for real. Pizza Nitro, how you doing? Raymond Hernandez, happy to see you here. Pinker RC. Now, this particular one, I don't think has ever been shown on this channel before. But the goal is to take it to the RC track. where I know many electrics will be there, ready and waiting, with their lipos in their heads, thinking that they are balanced. Their lipos are perfect. But at the end of the day, all I will need is a little bit of extra nitro fuel. That's just the truth and all there is to it. We got all aspects. How you doing, man? So, I'm going to start off with a couple questions here. What do you think needs to be done to this one first? This is the newest 2.5 model. I will say it kind of sucks that Traxxas never made a real 3.3 model of one of these. Now, I know one popular modification you can easily make yourself is to stick a regular 3.3 engine into this. It's a direct fit, right? That's what's good about Traxxas parts support. Now, yes, there are many worldwide renowned practicing Traxxas haters. What I have to say to that is it's irrational. It's irrational, right? I'm of the opinion that if it's a nitro, it's a good nitro. And that's all there is. I'm not a brand supremacist. Although Traxxas does offer many features that I would say some other manufacturers just do not have. If you guys want to tell me what those are, I'll be happy to listen to them. All right. Now, one of these I will fire up, but one of them is also going to need a little bit of work, I will be honest with you. So, Nitro Rustler. Do you know what it holds a title for, everybody? I'm going to ask you all a question. What does the Nitro Rustler hold a title for? If you wanted to give it a title, okay? Now, I hold another title. I hold the title of a guy that earned that plaque over there. That's the title I hold. But what does the Nitro Rustler hold in its most long tribute that it's been around? We got Tribatrod, how you doing? He is correct. Longest running model. Now, I thought about this earlier. What is the longest name in RC overall? Forget about Nitro. What is the longest name in remote control that has never been discontinued, even for, let's say, a month or whatever the case is, or never dropped from the model line up? I would say it is, well, okay, I see JP, how you doing, man? All aspects said Associated. That is true. Associated is a much older brand name. That is true. But my particular claim is to a model name that has never been discontinued. So we're not talking about brands. We're talking about, you know, my question is the model itself. So I will say the Rustler in general, around since when? 1996? Although first debuted as an electric, right? The T-Max, John Hensley, came out in 1999. So the Rustler has the T-Max beat. The Savage, after the year 2000. And plus, they were discontinued for a certain amount of time. Cody Adams, thank you, man. Yes, my birthday was last week. Mini Mechanical RC goes the Tamiya Hornet. So the Tamiya Hornet, I think if you consider the re-release, I'm not sure if I want to consider the re-release, to be honest with you. Plus, the Hornet was likely discontinued for some time period. Am I correct? Northeast Mods, how you doing, man? Happy Friday to you. Joey Baganulis goes RC10 GT, so I will disqualify the RC10 GT because, you know, they just re-released them, so they were gone for over 5 years, obviously, 10 years. They were discontinued. I'm talking about what model has not ceased production and remained not really a re-release, right? So all the Tamiyas are re-releases in general. Otherwise, you could say the Tamiya Lunchbox, right? Because yes, the Lunchbox came out a long time before, but the older Lunchboxes were, they're completely different models. And they were re-released, so I'm not going to qualify that really. We got Geomac. How are you, man? Happy to see you here. Now, okay, JP's RC goes the Stampede. So the Stampede, I also won't consider that, only because, well, they don't make them anymore, right? The Nitro model. So that's it. No, that's a no. I appreciate your participation, bro, but that's going to be a no for me, okay? Survey says no, all right? So You guys want a quick look at both of these? I got to do a little bit of work on this modern one. But I do want to say, if you want to pick up the Nitro Rustler, this will be the cheapest brand new RTR and the fastest that you could actually buy. I put a link in the description to this video. It's literally like the first link. $335. You cannot go wrong. I mean, $335 for an RTR that will hit 50. Well, the 2.5 is a good engine. I mean, I know people hate on it, but the 2.5, you got to realize, right? When the 2.5 debuted, it powered the T-Max. So the 2.5 is a powerhouse, right? Even the Fortec. In the Fortec, the 2.5 propelled the Fortec to 60 miles per hour. Now, I know we got a lot of Fortec fans out here, and you guys will testify that the 2.5 is not junk. I will say sometimes the carbs are iffy, right? If you get one that just has like a bad carb, you're not going to like it. So it's a little bit subjective there, but with a proper tune, good fuel, you know, knowledgeable skill set, the 2.5 is a great running engine. Another benefit of the 2.5, rear exhaust. So we'll get down to it. I'm going to take the bodies off on each one of these in a little bit. Let me get to these comments. RB the Mechanic, bro, I highly recommend. Leo Watson, how you doing, man? Thank you for being a long-time channel member. I highly recommend you just pick up the stock Traxxas bearings. Like, you're not really going to have a problem with those. They're pretty good bearings. Lotus RC, man, how are you? I'm just sitting here with Nitro Rustlers on the table. It's an appreciation night. It's an appreciation night, man. Okay. Let me lower these a little bit, and I will show you both of them at the same time. Melissa, I need you to move your computer a little bit. By a little bit, I mean like a lot of bit. Same exact wheelbase. A lot of these parts are interchangeable. There's no problems with really any of them at all. So let's take the bodies off, and I'll show you guys what these are running. Integrity, how you doing, man? I like Integrity because he's a person with a lot of integrity. A lot of integrity. Guys, Melissa's feeling a little sad tonight. I don't know if you can tell. My voice is not even that excited. That's because I feel bad for my boo, everybody. So if I can get a hell yeah from Melissa over here, she's feeling a little sad. All right? We got Fly High. How you doing, man? From KC, Kansas City. It's not Kentucky. That's KY. What's KC? I'm not sure. All right, so let me lower this a little bit. What's up, Armor vs. Traxxas? Happy to see you here, man. Melissa, they know how to cheer you up. Do you want me to say it or no? Okay, she said no. All right, I'm going to remove this first one. Yes, this is the old Pro 15 body. Pretty good condition, if I must say. It is the newest generation, the one with the TSM, which is the Traxxas Stability Management. You really need that feature. Oh, we got my good old friend, ARC Nitro, man. Happy to have you here. I got your email the other day. I hope things go better. I know some of us are experiencing some hardship in life. Some of us are sad. Things change, you know. It's human nature. When change happens, we just want to resist it. Even I myself, even though I'm fully aware of the rational nature of those statements, they still play the heartstrings of your heart. Sad to say, my friends. Sad to say. So let me get down to it, and I'll explain what we got to do. I got to do a little bit of work to this, to be honest with you. Not much really has changed between the both of them, right? Engine is in the same position. Really, the major differences have been electronics and engines. Really nothing else. Same layout of the spur gear, same single speed transmission. I don't know if these were called stealth transmissions or not. I know on the RC10 GT they were called stealth transmissions, but here I'm not totally sure. So the old Pro 15, this one actually has one of the most popular upgrades you could have ever gotten. Let me lower this. Jason, how you doing, man? We lower this a little bit. Trying out a little bit of a new camera experience to reduce some of the shaking I normally have. Anybody here want to tell me what that is? This is the most popular upgrade at the time for a Nitro Rustler with the correct shock tower. Very hard to get. John Hensley's correct. This is the MIP Stinger pipe. So to fit the Stinger pipe, you would have to remove the stock shock tower, as you could see, and use the correct MIP shock tower here as well. This is some kind of carbon, it's not a carbon fiber, I think it's not, well, whatever it is, I forgot, I used to know what it was. Either way, this was a real popular upgrade for a Nitro Rustler. By the way, look at that, awesome, upside down, 360 style degree header. You know, I showed this Rustler in a couple videos, and people have offered to buy just the exhaust. I'm not interested in parting out my RCs, everybody. I love them all as a whole, but I might sell this one. I'm going to tell you that right now. By I might, I mean 100%. All right. So the chassis on this one's nothing to write home about. It's obviously been used a good amount of time. This one has been converted to a regular pull start. Compression it's not terrible. Pull starter is brand new. You could see the cord is literally like new. The Pro 15 pull starter, just so you guys know, it's unique. It's not the same as a 2.5 model. You would have on a Pro 15, you would have this kind of handle. Personally, I think this handle is awesome. It doesn't cut your fingers like the other ones sometimes do. Other part, I know Nitro Pimp mentioned it before. Observation was made of the primer on the fuel tank. Long live fuel tanks with primer. Okay? Long live. Very useful. These tanks usually do not leak unless you have a leak in the primer itself. The good part is any modern Nitro Rustler tank will easily work here, so it's not going to be a problem. Simple design overall, really. Two-wheel drive shafts in the back. Pretty simple. Why is this moving around? I don't think I connected the fuel lines. Okay, it doesn't matter. Suspension-wise, the front shocks seem to be, I think these are team-associated shocks, in fact. Not original shocks. The rears could use a little bit. Let's get down to the newest one over here. So this is the new generation Nitro Rustler, the 2.5. Like I said, the cheapest brand new RTR that you can actually buy right now, about $335. And then yes, I put a link for it. Melissa, did you give this video a bit of a like?
Yes, of course I did.
I'll leave right now if you don't.
I already liked it.
Are you sure? Okay, good. Are you cheered up a little bit?
I'm the only one that always likes it first.
Don't be too sad, all right? Sadness is depressing.
You know I'm sad.
All right, everybody. So, not going to say too much about this. This is a very reliable engine. You're not really going to have any problems. Some of the common upgrades people like to do to these is an aluminum pipe. You know, personally, if they made a car that gets 50 miles an hour with a plastic pipe, just keep the plastic pipe, in my opinion, you know. But people like that, and that's okay. Some of the worst things, really, the tires wear down quite quick. The shock caps will basically fall off if you flip like all the time. If you want to get some upgrades, the top upgrade to do would be to get aluminum shock caps for this. Everything else, I would say, if you break things, then you want to go RPM. Always go RPM if you break anything. But if you don't break plastic parts, just run it, keep it how it is. Make sure your gear mesh is good and your slipper clutch is not loose. Pretty easy to work on. Everything is pretty high access. Brakes work real well on this one, unlike the Jado. I was actually just talking to a buddy of mine about the Jado brake issue. I had to go look at my old Jado to see what the Jado brake flip mod actually was. I kind of forgot over time. But originally, these would have all had electric start. This one works beautiful. Now, I have to do a little bit of maintenance on this one. I'm just going to show you guys quick. The front shocks, I think one of them is a little bit, yeah, this one got like no oil at all. This one is average. This one's not bad. You see that rebound is pretty good. This one is no rebound at all. So, I'm going to ask you all a question. Should I go fire this one up right now? It's not too late. It's about 9 o'clock. And some nitro. Got to get fired up before I go to work on it. So, I'm going to be taking this one to the RC track. And, well, running it. It's fuel efficient. It's fast. It's reliable. Now, by modern standards, you know, a lot of the modern electrics are giant compared to this. This is like an old style 10 scale. You know, if they run over you, you're probably going to need RPM parts. But, all right, we got fire in the hole emojis over here. I have no choice, guys. Melissa, I got no choice. Fire in the hole, they said. Who thinks it's going to fire up nice? I think it will. Well, let me get my electric start system ready. In other words, if you want to lighten the system up a little bit, all you need, Grizzly, how you doing, is a $20 pull start. It's very convenient. You could eliminate the electric start if you want. Some people get real bent up over, you know, bent out of shape about the electric start. But, like, it's... And I know people here in the chat that have ran Traxxas models for a long time. They will tell you the electric start is probably the most reliable system on this whole chassis. All right, ARC Nitro, Alan Patterson goes fire in the hole. All right, Melissa, we gotta go fire it up. Let me just make sure the electronics work. It's noisy. It's the noisiest servo I ever heard. But it moves. All right, Melissa, I'm going downstairs, all right?
Okay.
NitroGang wants a fire in the hole. We got over 80 viewers here now. Welcome to Nitro Rustler Appreciation Night. Let me get set up, and we're going to go fire it up before it's too late. Give me a second, yo. All right, guys, I'm going to head outside. I'm going to fuel it up. We have no fuel in here. By the way, incredible strength on this fuel cap. You know, lately I've come across an Offna. There's an Offna LD3. And the fuel cap spring is just so freaking weak. You can't, it doesn't keep pressure at all. All right, Melissa, I got to walk down. Give me a second, everybody.
You get through?
I got through. You know, there's nothing wrong with electrics. Oh, we got Nitro Sandy over there. You guys want to say hello real quick? I could, let me see if we could, if he's up for it. He might not be up for it. Oh, light turned off. Got Nitro Sandy over here, just lounging. That's how he likes to sit. He's the cat professor. Sandy, what do you think? You're in school? You folded your feet over there? Sickening. Hey there, John. How you doing? Yeah, Big Boys Toys, you are correct. Could we get a meow from you? No? Busy now? He said, you woke me up. All right, he's going to roll out now. All right, guys, let me go back to Nitro Rustler. I'm going to fuel it up, not waste time here today. Melissa, can you bring that electric start I left on the table upstairs with the battery, please? The thing I was talking about, the battery, the electric start, I forgot it. Oh, he went to go eat his food. Guys, Sandy's chewing. He's chewing his cat food. Melissa, can you bring the start? Did you hear what I said? Hello? I'm getting set up, everybody. Let's roll. The lights will improve in a little bit, okay? It looks like it's about to rain. Well, it just rained. See that right there? The deck storage box is all wet, but it doesn't matter. All right, everybody. Got to prime it. Smells like fresh rain. Soon it's gonna smell like fresh nitro. We got fire in the hole or what? You ready for this? I'm gonna prime it. Should fire up pretty good. All right, that's enough. 1, 2, 3, fire in the hole. Perfect. No issues. Perfect runner. That's why they call it an easy start. Tune is awesome too. Running good, huh? All right, I'm gonna shut it down. It's enough for now. Don't want to disturb my neighbors out here too much. You saw how great that fire up was? Guys, that's a Traxxas electric start system. It's very good. Once you prime it correctly, there's nothing, literally nothing that can go wrong. Switch up the view a little bit. Not bad, huh? You never have to worry about firing things up. People say electric is easy. Honestly, this is exactly the same. The only thing that could happen is maybe tuning the carb. But you know what? People that burn nitro, we like tuning things. That's just kind of how it works. So actually, that's a big, big benefit. I'm gonna wait a little while. If you guys want, I can fire it up again, but there's no surprises here. All the nitros on this channel run. 0 surprises. Well done though, man. We sure do hope you get a proper nitro. If you're looking for a new one, I would highly recommend this. I put a link in the description to this video for you. It's gonna be real nice. So I'm gonna fire it up again if you guys want. It seems real quiet outside today. You know what I'm saying? All right, Nitro Pimp, I'll show you some close-ups of the old school one. No problem. I would fire that up, but I'm not going to tonight. Let me do this one real quick again. This is all it takes, everybody. I don't even have to bend down. That's it. No problem. That's why you gotta like this. Baby Tron, how you doing, man? Thank you for that. Baby Tron, did you watch the movie Tron? I did. It left a lot to be desired. Thank you for that, man. All right, so engine is freaking cool. Like I said, if you tune these carbs well enough, they run fine. Some people say the 2.5 runs kind of hot. Once again, it's all up to your tuning skills, right? Let's go back inside. I promised a couple people here I would show them the inside intricacies. It's a lot of oil just leaked out of there. By the way, I got a question for you guys. Not many people know, but I do have a Savage somewhere outside here. Do you want me to go dig up the Savage? Baby Tron, never watched Tron. Sickening, sickening, Baby Tron. I thought you got it from the movie. You gotta watch it. They basically wear these suits with like colors on them. In fact, South Park made an episode about it, Baby Tron. Okay, so you guys wanna go see the nitro I'm kind of hiding outside here somewhere? I'm not gonna tell anybody where, but it's gonna be a sickening Savage. Why? Because the nitro addiction likes him. That's why. So I'm gonna go walk around. You stay here, babysit the Nitro Rustler, and I might come back with a Savage. It's kind of dark outside here, okay? So none of my neighbors are gonna turn the lights on for me either. Sickening. I'm gonna go try to not trip. Give me a second. I'm almost back. I'm almost back. It's gonna be a surprise, everybody. All right. This is just one of them, okay? Just one of them. There's more. I don't think I've ever shown this one on video. In fact, I kind of forgot actually that I had it until the other day I looked it over. So let me give you a quick look at it. Make sure my electronics are off. All right, Baby Tron, Thank you, man. Nitro for life. I sure hope that will be the case because, unfortunately, every day I watch, well, okay, not every day. I don't watch every day. The other day, there's a lot of people saying electric or whatever. Those are just trend chasers, okay? You don't see me making videos saying a nitro only. If you run electric, you suck. No, you're allowed to have electrics, but I promote nitro. That's my thing. So let me give you a quick look at it. In fact, I don't even remember what we got hiding over here. Texas Hill, man, how you doing? I'm happy to be in your thoughts tonight, man. You know, not having the best day. Melissa sat out there. All right, so these are Proline Big Joe's 40 series tires. This is a period correct Savage, back when Savages were bigger, better, tougher than last week. So let me take the body off here, see what we got. Well, that appears, let me take a look. I'm not quite sure what that appears to be. All right. Born Babytron goes, I owned an electric one time and it blew up my house. Dude, that's terrible. What kind of model was it? That's beyond terrible. It's sickening. Thank you for that. All right, so let me give you guys a quick look at this. This has never been shown on video. It is in 100% barn find condition. Okay, the wheels appear to be good. We have a Nova Pro race cooling head. Nova Pro, baby. Okay, looks like the spur gear is chewed up. It's probably what killed this one. Spur gear is chewed up real good. Nova Pro cooling head doesn't mean that it's like a Nova engine. It was just a popular upgrade for the time. It could very well be just a regular, you know, S25 or 21 BB, something like that. But we also have a proper THS racing pipe on this. Now this is what you want. Okay, engines, not the end of the world, but the THS pipe. Uh-oh, hold on a second. I think I see a little surprise over here, everybody. I think I see a surprise. Babytron goes, I got a nitro one time and girls hit on me. Dude, how you think I met Melissa? How you think I met her? She watched one of my videos. Sickening. Let me see if we got something. Only experts will be able to tell. Oh, baby. I just got a little excited about something over here. You guys see anything interesting over there? What do you see? There's going to be something real. John Hensley is correct. Number one, we have reverse on this model. We have reverse and upgraded dual disc brakes. This is a sickening Savage. I need to obviously get to work on restoring it. I bought this one a while back during a live stream in a Walmart parking lot. Because everybody knows Walmart parking lots is where everybody goes to sell their nitros. Well, me at least. So, let me check out the suspension on this. It's actually real soft. We do have a fuel filter, and yes, this must have originally been the 21 model originally, because we have a primer on the fuel tank. Only the very first models of the Savages came with primers over here. They generally break over time. I guarantee you this one won't even really work anyway, like at all anymore. But you know what? The wheels are not even destroyed. Proline has some real good rubber compounds. Too bad we don't have spinners. Maybe I'll get a set of spinners for these, I don't know. But too bad. Look at this handle. What the hell kind of crooked gimmickry is that? It looks like somebody went to a hardware store and said, let me just get something metal about that width, and they stuck it on there. It's real sickening. So this is going to be my next project, everybody. We have a fail-safe over here. The important thing, believe it or not, the important thing we still have the radio box cover. Big Boys Toys, thank you, man. Appreciate your support. You know, Nitro will never die on this channel, no matter how many people make videos about Nitro is dead. The manufacturers, the hobby stores say they don't sell any Nitros. Guess what? I don't care what the hobby stores sell. You know why? Because tomorrow I'm going on a road trip, and I'm not going to a hobby store. I'm going to a person that will sell me 2 Nitros. That is what I'm doing tomorrow. And guys, you can rest assured that the things I say are true. Rock and Coop, how you doing? You will see it all in a video. It's gonna go down. So, what else? So spur gear is toast. Engine is likely toast. It's obviously seized. This one has, let me see, is the pull starter? I don't know. We do have a fuel filter, which is pretty epic. Usually, you know, I don't know if these tanks have filters. Yeah, no, this model does not have a filter. The next generation Savage tanks have filters. Right, so the big question is for the Nitro Addiction, how you like the Savage, man. I mean, it's rough, okay? This part sucks over here. This part is real bad. But let me check the four-wheel drive system. All right. So far, none of the pins are missing. Everything is there. Four-wheel drive system seems to work. The diffs don't seem crunchy. The wheels seem soft. And we got reverse. I'm a little happy. Right, I gotta go put it back where I got it from. By the way, guys, if I'm just gonna let you know right now, Darren, how you doing, bro? If you want to come and rob me or anything like that, like, I'm basically a black belt in karate. Plus, I'm a person of high moral character. Plus, I have about 3 cameras on right now outside here, okay, with a bunch of lights all over this place. So, I challenge you, if you're a bad guy of that nature, to come and try to take the Savage from me. You're going to, as they say, the word begins with F and ends in CK, and then you're going to find out what's gonna go down, all right? I don't like to make threats. I'm not a threatening individual. I live life more ethically than James Bond ever did. But if you try to take my Nitro, we're gonna have a hardcore problem, okay? And it's going to require more than just a push-up contest. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna put this one back. Got a question. Anybody want to see the fire up of the Rustler again? Because, bro, it just fires up so nice. It's addicting. In fact, I think I have Nitros under this storage box. I'm gonna go take a look. Hold on a second. I'm gonna take a look. There's definitely something. All right, there's definitely a Nitro in there. You want me to pull it out? I might pull it out. There's definitely at least a Nitro in there. At least. And it's one of, I would say, the most well, okay, I'm not gonna say what it is actually, but let me see. Let me go dig under there, okay? Hold on a second. Some people will know what this is. Some people. I was just talking to Nitro Pimp before about brake setups. This has one of those clutch bells where the brake engages and basically just rubs the clutch bell. This is a Sportworks. That's right, John Hensley. Anybody here want to know why I have like a parts Sportworks just chilling? This is, by the way, the Nitro that if you watch some of my videos, the one and only with the onboard electric remote start but it has another feature. Anybody here want to bring us up to date on the second revolutionary, I think, feature that only this model ever had, ever? Okay, I have to say ever twice because it is that revolutionary. So what is the feature that this model had that required somebody to zip tie the radio directly to it? Okay, Northeast Mods go start from radio. That is one feature. You are correct. I'm gonna give you a little look at the chassis. This one's real. You gotta work at it, you know. But let me show it to you real quick with the camera moved around a little bit. Okay, Northeast Mods is correct. This one has the only feature, I think, that no other RC ever had from the factory. It has, well, okay, I don't want to say it's the only feature. Well, actually, no, I will go back to saying that. Northeast Mods knows, so you know how incredibly rare these are. So this particular one not only has electric start from the radio, it has a separate electric motor that engages reverse. Now I understand reverse in Nitro is not that rare, but this system is way more unique. Anybody want to tell me why I say that? Why is this system way more unique than just having, let's say, some kind of transfer case reverse? This is more unique because this actually has an internal motor in this little compartment, which will engage the spur gear separately. So it will physically move the spur gear for you, meaning the power to go reverse isn't actually coming from the clutch belt. You know, normally, let's say in a T-Max, in a Terra Crusher, in a Savage, whatever, the reverse systems are, they're using like a transfer case, right? They're changing the rotation of the transmission, essentially. In this case, you have a separate electric motor here that will engage the spur gear to go reverse. Floyd Brewer goes, what year did that come out? This was about 2007. This is not my only one. I have one that is in perfect premium, like new factory Cadillac level condition, by the way. This is just one that I have for projects, as we like to say. By the way, on the back end over here, that's right, Andy, man, I'm glad I was able to show you something that you have never seen before. I'm gonna move this zip tie a little bit. This is the battery mounting. Notice it says 7.2 volts. Nitro Pin Bro, I'm going to send you a video later of this system actually working in my other car. This is the only one that actually has two electric motors, one for the electric start and one for the reverse. They're two independent systems completely. Why does it say 7.2 volt battery? What's up there, Tarek? How you doing, man? I'm just showing the Nitro Gang out here some of my current projects going forward. That's a Savage with a reverse, with a Nova Pro race head. This is a Parts Sportworks. So the question is, what's the deal with the 7.2 volt battery? Aren't normal electronics 6 volts from this time period? This one used a factory onboard 7.2 volt system because it needs that for the electric reverse and this electric start system. How you doing there, Boosted RC, man? Happy to see you here, bro. It's been a while. We're all feeling a little down today. That's why I've brought out the Nitro big boys, right? Now, you know, this wasn't a very expensive car. In fact, it was fairly inexpensive. You do have a pretty convenient carry handle here. If you notice, before Arma was a thing, they have a tower to carry handle brace. You know, Arma made the tower to tower brace a thing. Well, Sportworks made tower to carry handle brace a thing. How you not gonna enjoy that? What's up, Rolando Coda? How you doing, man? How are you not gonna enjoy that? This is why I love Nitros, because they never cease to amaze and inspire with their creative feature set ever. You know, electrics, it's repetitive. I have an RS4 MT from 1997. It's not exceptional. It's not fun. I looked at it and I put it on the bottom of all my shelves. You know what I'm saying? This one wasn't particularly fast, but it was highly innovative in my experience. So we have the original radio here. I'm not going to remove it because, like, you know, God forbid you lose it, it's pretty much going to be over for you. Anybody want to tell me why I say that? Like, why is the radio on this model so important while on others it just isn't as important in terms of replacement? Why does the radio here matter so much? That's my question to you right now. So Floyd is correct. You won't find another. Now, so yes, it says Sportworks, but the reason is, when I worked on this model previously, not this one, but another one, these use an integrated electronics circuit board. Good luck finding it. Now, surprisingly enough, these do not use a standard receiver. It's more or less a non-hobby grade electronics board. I've opened it up before. There's a big ass electronics PCB board with wires going to both of the electric motors, wires going here. The servo is also not a standard servo. This is a 5-wire servo. Very similar to like toy grade electronics, 5-wire servo. Yes, much like the Nitro XRC, JP. You are correct. Now, for those of you that were, you know, thinking about what I said before about the brakes, Australiano, how are you, man? So this one needs work, obviously. This is the clutch belt. The way the brakes in this one work, you have, here I'm moving the clutch belt, right? So this is basically, it will stop the flywheel from moving. The brake linkage is right here. It'll engage. It'll just jam the flywheel. I'm sorry, not the flywheel, the clutch belt. This was a very common system, and in fact, many old school nitros, you know, like in the 1980s, Kyosho, Thunder Tiger, stuff like that, they had brakes that were just identical to this, really. So nothing that unique here other than that. So yes, you would call it a band brake. Correct. Quick pop quiz. Where is this fuel primer from? What brand? This one, I'm telling you, it's going to be restored. It's going to be like new one day. I don't know if it might be 5 years from now. It might be 10 years from now. Who knows? So let me take a look at this radio. The reason this radio is that unique, if you take a look on top over here, you have a switch for reverse. Now this reverse switch, you can't actually engage it. And I don't know how many channels this is because this is an integrated circuit board system. You could only engage reverse like that temporarily, right? But the reverse will be electronic and your motor will idle. So the carb isn't being open for reverse is what I'm saying. Heat start. You press this button, you have some LEDs that light up. It first heats the glow plug and then it spins over the electric start motor. It is actually quite in-depth. I haven't seen any other models with this kind of configuration. If you guys have, let me know. By the way, everybody, tomorrow I am trying to make a large investment in this hobby. This week I spent some big bucks, got myself a new camera. Not going to say which camera yet, but it was not cheap. One of my current future videos will come out with the new camera. It's, I would say the quality is subjective in my opinion. Question is, do we want to see a fire in the hole in the Rustler again? So tomorrow, I am set to pick up something that HPI has just re-released. But of course it's used. Of course. You know, I'm not a millionaire electric Traxxas troller over here. Want to see a fire on a hole, and then I'm going to go back in and we'll take a look at the old school Rustler. Actually, I have to do a couple of repair jobs on this one. All right, we're gonna go back inside. What's up there, KGM, man? How you doing? Happy to see you here, bro. I'm just, you know, talking a little bit about some old RCs. Both of these are as close to being completely destroyed as possible. But as you know, can't kill them. All right, so since people want to see Nitro Rustler, I guess I'll give you what you want. The people didn't want the tariffs, but guess what? We got the tariffs. All right. Fire in the tariff hole. Zero tariff. That's enough. Anybody want to tell me why whenever I can? Earl Moorhead, how you doing, man? Tarek, thank you, bro. Special day tomorrow. You know it. I'm going to have to tell you about it later. Thank you, bro. But yes, tomorrow I'm going to be looking to pick up something that HPI is re-releasing. Now, there's only one car that they are re-releasing. Does anybody know what that is? I don't want to say re-releasing, but more like reintroducing with an update. It's called the WR8, guys. The WR8, of course. Right? Now, it won't be the Ford Escort, but it will be a WR8 with a Subaru body if things go good. It's very far away. It's over 2 hours for me. So, can't be doing this live too long, my dudes. I have to wake up early tomorrow to make that Nitro great again, in fact. Right. Anyway, let's go back inside, and I'll talk a little bit about the old Nitro Rustler. So special thanks again to Tarek for supporting the effort. Man, I gotta tell you, this thing is fun to run. It's fun to run. Only upgrade I would recommend is like the foams in these tires like suck for some reason. I mean, maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's me. But overall, it's a pretty solid car. I mean, you know, yeah, it's built like it's from the 1990s, right? And essentially, yes, it's a 1990s design. But it's also the cheapest brand new Nitro you can buy today. So, I mean, you got to cut it a little bit of slack, in my opinion. Oh, Australiano, I saw the Ken Block WR8. Yeah, $2,000, they can keep that, bro. They can keep that. I'm not paying no $2,000 for no WR8. At the end of the day, WR8 is a .18 single speed. You'll be lucky to hit 40. You know what I mean? It's a good bashing car. It's a good looking car, but it's not, you know, even the HPI asking price is a little bit up there, if you ask me. All right, everybody, let's go inside. By the way, this is my new project, T-Max. For those of you just joining, maybe you didn't see it. This one actually has significantly great reverse, a Nova Pro race head, although I think it's a regular .21, and a THS pipe. Chef Beardsley, man, how you doing? Guys, if you don't already know, Chef Beardsley, great YouTube guy, great chef, great beard. I met him in real life, and he does streams. I might be popping in on one of his streams in the future. We'll all chit-chat. I know KGM goes. I'll go. It'll be fun. But not tomorrow, bro, because I got to pick up a WR8, okay? So, like, I don't know when you do them, but, like, not tomorrow. It's WR8 day, okay? Mets RC, how you doing, man? All right, so let's go back inside, everybody. I think that's enough for this. I don't want to step on my Sportworks there on the bottom, but I'm going to tell you, it's a damn shame that Horizon discontinued the Sportworks brand and now basically just propagandize Armas. It's sickening. It's real sickening. Nothing wrong with Armas. I just don't care about them, you know. That's all. Let's go back in, guys. By the way, Savage chilling. Nobody could start it anyway, so don't worry about it. Let's go back inside. Give me a minute. You know what I'm thinking about right now? Domino's stuffed crust pizza. Damn, that sounds good. Some Domino's stuffed crust pizza. Real solid car, to be honest with you. Let me go hang up my jacket. We'll go take a look at the old style Rustler. Now, if you had a very careful, keen eye, you might see some models that have never been shown on this channel before. But since I am the ultimate camera view director, I'm not going to really let that slide that easily. Everything is curated, orchestrated, and prepared. By the way, if you all want me to take a look at the 2004 HPI catalog, I could also make that happen. I can make that happen as well. I'm going to leave this one right here. We're going to go back up. Oh man, is that a like new pristine HPI Nitro MT G3.0? I think it is. Where is it? It's on my left side. Well, let's go take a look at this and check out the old style Rustler. Guys, can you all cheer up Melissa? She bring my mood down right now. Yo, Melissa, what's it gonna take to cheer you up? There's no good Jean-Claude Van Damme new movies anymore. They're all Jean-Claude Van Damme movies are old. You wanna watch Stallone? Kidding around. Let me sit down. I'm gonna get ready. And we had a request, everybody, to take a quick look at the old style Nitro Rustler. All right. Now, Melissa doesn't want me to tell anybody. She's a private person. Okay. So let's take a quick look. Melissa, can you move that a little bit, please, boo? What? The computer, because I gotta like move this. All right, so yeah, this is the old style Rustler. This one has some I would say very, very popular updates. Melissa, are you crying over there? Don't cry, okay? I know crying is a natural reaction. Special thanks, bro, from Boosted RC. Let me see what you said. For my East Coast brother. Yeah, now I know what you mean. Yeah, Melissa's most sad over here. But thank you, bro, for my friend from Boosted RC. Guys, if you don't know who Boosted RC is, he's been in many of my videos. In fact, there's about 2 videos I forgot to edit. So you'll get to meet him again, don't worry. He recently did a little bit of a move. And you know, many of us have to move to areas where jobs and family life is just better. I will admit, New York is a piece of crap, okay? It's a hardcore piece of crap. Today, I was on the subway. Guy looked like he was about to fight me for a seat. Okay? He was about to fight me. I was going to be late for the stream, everybody. Clifford, how you doing, man? All right, so this is the old school Rustler. It's not much to really talk about. I do like the built-in primer. Similar layout. This filter is... I mean, it was pretty common for this time period. Not my favorite. You know, you really shouldn't run filters like this. These are... I'll remove it if you guys want to see up close. I mean, this was, I think, the factory filters that came on, I think, in Team Associated a long time ago, maybe. But air filters, right? I mean, paper filters. Not the best. You don't really want to run these. Right, so good thing about these motors is a rebuild is really inexpensive. I think a piston and sleeve is about $35 for these. It's real inexpensive. And otherwise, really basically the same setup. The only good important part here is the MIP Stinger. I will tell you, the MIP Stinger has a tone that is very unique. It's like a very high, I mean, as you would expect a Stinger. It sounds like a Stinger, right? So the exhaust it's basically rear exhaust at that point, right? Because the Stinger's at the back. So I would say on this particular Nitro Rustler, this is probably the most valuable part. But if you get this, you need this particular shock tower. Yeah, Texas Hill Goes, it's like an RC10 GT. Pretty much, yeah, it's a two-wheel drive stadium truck. They're kind of all the same, you know. Although the Nitro Rustler, you know, it doesn't handle as well. It's easier to work on. The RC10 GT also really wasn't fast. Right? I remember in an old RC magazine, the RC10 GT, I think they topped out at like 33 miles an hour. You know what I mean? Like these Nitro Rustlers, I think with the Pro15, I think these were like 35. But when the 2.5 came out, I mean, those were 50-mile-per-hour cars. So they're not even really comparable in my opinion, really. This is just high gearing and higher RPM. But the associated engines, in my opinion, they had more longevity. So far, guys, I have almost never come across a bad team associated engine. It really just hasn't happened. So let's get on to the magazine. Well, it's not a magazine, it's more like a catalog. In terms of value, I don't think the old style Rustler is that expensive. In fact, they're pretty similar. Yeah, Boosted RC is correct. We all have our personal struggles, but that is why we are here. To unite, make friends, and relationships. I agree. You know, that's part of the benefits of the YouTube community, I would say. Although, you know, you do expose yourself to a lot of negativity as well. But if you don't attract negativity or encourage it, then it eventually will just disappear. Unfortunately, today, that is hard to do. I was just watching this show. What's it called? Boosted RC told Melissa and I to watch. It was called, Melissa, what was the show called on Netflix? I forgot what the show's called. Well, basically a little kid killed somebody and then lied about it. It wasn't very nice. But, you know, tells you kind of the struggles that all of us have internally one way or another. You would think that this innocent little boy, you know, because that's basically what the story was built around. You know, how could this little 13-year-old boy stab a girl to death? But guess what? Cases like that happen in real life as well. It was a damn shame. Right now we're watching this Korean show on Netflix. I mean, a lot of these Korean shows, you know, I'm not saying nothing bad about Koreans or nothing, but a lot of their genres are basically similar. It's built around bullying. You know, someone bullies somebody, they get someone that's in class that's bigger, they you know, stand up for themselves, then there's someone that's like a loan shark. It's all nonsense. All right, let's talk about the catalog. So, Savage 25. I would say arguably this is probably many people's favorite model. What do you guys think about that? I think so. So the Savage 21 really wasn't, in my opinion, fast. It was honestly one of the world's slowest nitros I've ever driven. Yes, Boosted RC goes Adolescence. That's right. Now, the S25 engine, I would say one of the best. One of the best. And that's true, Nitro Pimp. Yes, opinions do matter. I mean, vary. They do vary. You know, depending how you look at it. But at the end of the day, we're here to look at nitros. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about that. Right. In my opinion, this was one of the most successful models. The 21, I mean, it was successful, but it was very slow. Let's continue. You know, but honestly, there's never been a bad Savage. All right, so here we have the Savage SS. I know lately I've come across some members' postings in the NitroGang Facebook group, and I see you guys are living the SS lifestyle. So the Savage SS is probably the most desirable model, only because of the color scheme, the high performance tuned pipe, and add a couple other features that were unique. I think this one, was this a 3-speed model? No, this is just a 2-speed model, right? There were some models that came with a 3-speed. I don't think this is the one. Yeah. These with like a proper motor are exceptionally solid. Marietta K, how are ya? Savage option parts. Yeah, there was a model that came with a 3-speed before the XL came out. I forgot what that model was. Next up, one of my overall favorites right here, the Nitro MT2 with a T15 engine. I remember when I got my very first Nitro, it was just a RS43, and I always used to think, wow, the people with the money, they had these trucks. And when in reality, it's kind of ironic because they were only like maybe $30 or $40 more. So why did I even think that, right? I don't know. Yep. Nitro MT2s are great. This particular model is not the best one. What you really want is like the later generation ones, the one with a G3.0 engine. I got nothing really bad about a T15, but in my experience, it's just for me, every time I've come across a T15, it was bad. It was low compression, literally every single time. In fact, I have one to show you. So here is a T15. It's a good looking engine. You know, don't get me wrong. This is a good looking cooling head. In fact, probably the best HPI ever made. But Nitro Pimp here already knows, like these, they just, for some reason, they're just always, they don't last. Now I have next to it, these are both parts engines really. The G3.0. You know, on the surface, the G3.0 is actually kind of cheap looking, right? Because the cooling head is ugly. It's not, it's, you know, this one's in normal condition. But I wouldn't say, you know, there's no anodizing. It's not good looking. But this is a much better engine. If you ever have an opportunity to get like one of these HPIs, obviously all of them are great. Yep, JP's RC here agrees. I have never had one last. Exactly. I have never bought, you know, and the thing is, like, I bought so many different RCs with this particular engine in them. Not a single one has ever been good. It just has never happened, right? But the G3.0 models are very, very good. This one just is missing a bearing. Otherwise, I think it's actually quite good. The carbs are also very good on these. These are .18s. They run real cool, and they were fairly inexpensive. In fact, this is basically the engine that's in the WR8, guys. So, you know, you're not missing out really on modern power, I would say. Okay, let's continue. Guys, let me know if you could see this thing pretty okay. All right. That's right, Pinker goes. The T15 also used in the Nitro Monster King. We'll see. Maybe it'll be in this catalog, but I doubt it. Here is the Nitro Rush Evo. So for those of you that have been following my channel for a long time, you know I have the regular Nitro Rush. The Evo was the newer generation with the T15 engine. Honestly, I'd say this generation, anything with a T15 just hasn't held up at all. I see we got John Hensley. I'm going to read this. He goes, "You told me to get one for my SC10 GT. It's a fun truck. Thanks for the advice." So yes, I know John Hensley here wound up buying the Team Associated SC10 GT, which is a two-wheel drive short course truck. And, you know, needless to say, the engine in that was not good. So we were both kind of like, you know, discussing what engine he needs. And it came down to the G3.0 was a T. I think it was a T. You had the rotary carb, right? A direct fit. And now it's unstoppable. Unstoppable, baby. Let's continue. This was a fun RC, I would say. Oh yeah, the HPI R40. There's one viewer here whose name is Boosted RC Brian. If you guys look up on my channel, if you type in R40, you will see his car. He wound up buying an R40. We both kind of talked about it. And the good news is on the R40 is they're very rare. Nitro Pimp got 2 R40s as well. I know my buddy Ben has one. Or 2, does he have 2? I think he has 2. I've never owned an R40, but you know, if I ever come across one, I will get one. It's basically a 10 scale touring car. It's a pretty popular car. They came as kits only. So it came out of the Roar Nationals. So it's called a Pro 10 scale touring car. Let's continue. Now here is the RS43 Evo. Very, very popular car. Once again, this whole generation of models had the T3, the T15, and they just didn't make it. The bodies are pretty good, but the engines just did not make it. But yeah, this is essentially the one earlier than this is the very first one I had. I had the stock 15 FE engine when I first got into the hobby, believe it or not. My very first car. Nitro, I should say. I don't really like to call them cars. I guess they are cars, but all right, let's continue. Next, we got the RS43 Type SS with the RSX body. There's something about an RSX body that makes you want them all. You know what I'm saying? The RSX is just a good proportioned shell. So this one came equipped with a 12R SS 1+ horsepower engine, which was a proper engine and a 2-speed. You know, to get 1 horsepower out of a .12 is actually pretty difficult because if you really think about it, the OS 15 CVR, I think, was rated less than that. So this was a proper engine. But of course, we all know, I think, and you guys could comment on this if it's true or not, I think OS underrates their horsepower pretty much all around. There's no way that those are the correct stats, or every other brand manufacturer overrates them. It's one of those two statements got to be true, guys. One of them got to be true. Next up, we got the Super Nitro Rally. Now this is, I would say, probably the most the rarest of these generations of cars. Now, it essentially is a regular RS4 MT shaft drive. Even though it's a Super Nitro, really the Super Nitro Rally and the regular Super Nitros have nothing in common. Anybody here wants to tell me why I say that? Why do I say that the Super Nitro Rally and the regular Super Nitro really have nothing in common? Why do I always say that? So yes, the reason I say that is, if you notice, these are in fact shaft drive models. Notice how common the chassis actually is to a regular Nitro MT. The regular Super Nitro non-rally was belt drive. So in fact, they really don't share much at all. Like at all. These even have long suspension travel, shocks. They share nothing at all. Yeah, Nitro Pimp is correct. The Super Rally is built on an MT chassis. Correct. All right. Next up, the HPI freaking proceed. You, sir, can proceed to the front of the line. This is the pinnacle of HPI. I have never come across one of these in real life ever. The pinnacle, guys. The high-level pinnacle. 15 FE. You know what's kind of odd? Well, I was thinking about this the other day. What's kind of odd? How come HPI never updated the Super Nitro? They're using an outdated engine in this. Don't get me wrong, I like them. It's a shame, I think, in my opinion. That's right. This was the Viper from my prior video. By the way, guys, I no longer have that Super Nitro. Okay, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I wound up trading it for something that will blow you away. And in fact, that was supposed to be today's video, but I changed my mind because Melissa put me in a little bit of a bad mood. But it's okay. You know, when your loved one is upset, you're also upset. Now, real damn shame that this entire class, the super class, has been killed off. This is the same as, size-wise, as that Kyosho FW Super 10. FW03 or 04 Super 10. Let's continue. One day, if I get lucky, I will pick up the Proceed. Next up, everybody. Okay, we have the HPI Pro 4. This was an electric touring car. I had the Pro 3, actually. This one I never had. Yeah, now we're going to go into electrics and, like, parts. I mean, you know, some of the electrics are still pretty dope, I would say, in my opinion. This is the Sprint. I never had the Sprint. The Sprint was more or less a very entry-level electric car. Sprint 2 was better. This is still brushed. Micro RS4. You know, these were legends. I have two of them. In fact, I have this exact Honda Civic body. You guys remember? Dylan, how you doing, man? Congratulations on the Nitro Rustler, man. It's a great chassis. If anybody wants to pick one up, I put a link. Please use that link. $335. You're going to like it. You're going to like it. All right. Car of the year. I'm going to tell you, some of my very first racing experience was with these Micro RS4s. You know, these literally let you race in like carpet racing back then. I remember I used to go to like this like basement of a church. And it was real inexpensive because these ran sometimes in double A's. They were still very cool. But yes, talking about these Honda Civic bodies. Forget about the car itself. Just I'm talking about the Honda. When this Honda Coupe came out, it was a game changer. Like these were, I remember, I used to think, wow, these are really good looking taillights. Wow, these are really good looking headlights. It's sickening what we used to all believe at one time, right? But I still have one that is 100% this exact Civic body in box, ready to run. Brand new, everybody. They were RTR about $200 and the kit was $99. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness, the HPI dash. The pinnacle of trash. Okay, I have this. I have several videos on this. This was a very, very low entry grade. These were like $100. You see that? $100 street price, bros. MRX Outlaw, how you doing, man? Happy to see you here. Guys, thank you all for joining me here tonight. So I have one of these still to this day. This was very, very entry level. Sometimes they come across eBay. Don't you know, unless you want to collect it for HPI history, don't get it. Mark Nugent, how you doing, man? Happy Friday to you. Let us continue. In fact, I did a lot of research on this particular electric model in my videos. If there was a way to make it cheap, they make it cheap. Philip Bender, what's going on, man? Happy Friday to you. I hope you had a good week, just like the rest of us. All right, so here we have some bodies. Whatever, I'm not going to talk too much about. Oh, my God, the PT Cruiser over here. Got to make the PT Cruiser great again. I just wish they weren't such bad cars. Man, Chrysler really killed the PT Cruiser platform, huh? Yeah, Nitro Pimp, the dashes were just toys. If you want, I can pull out a dash right now. Go ahead. You guys want to see the HPI dash? Just so you know that Hybrid over here don't play around when he says he has stuff. Okay? You know, it's not exciting, but it is still an HPI. Yo, Melissa, can you bring the blue car on the shelf, please? Please. Grim Mako, what's going on? Melissa, can you bring the blue car on the shelf in the room? Come on, I'm only going to be here for a little while longer. NitroGang wants to see the world's worst HPI. This is definitely going to be it. So I'm going to bring it down for you. So the whole thing with these were, you know, like when you let someone drive your car, you're like, damn, don't crash, please. This one, you didn't care. Melissa got it. Let me show you right here under the body a little bit. So this is the HPI dash. It looks like a regular RS4, doesn't it? It's real dusty. It's real dusty, bros. Don't look at it. So this is a proper Porsche body. You want to see what the chassis looks like? Get ready to cry. Well, that depends. I mean, you're not going to cry, but yeah, I would say the body alone was worth the purchase price. You know what I'm saying? But there were many, many shortcuts they took with this chassis. Here we go. The world's cheapest HPI toy grade level over here. That's what it is. So these were kind of like a monopod style chassis, integrated electronics under the cover here. These are like Tamiya level friction shocks. But yes, very, very ew. But it is still an HPI. And, you know, if you're a fan of the brand in general, it doesn't matter. This is still a must-have, in my opinion. Just to know the history. So these are X-pattern tires. But get this, guys. Do you want to know how they cheaped out on them? Go ahead. Tell me how they cheaped out on these tires. How did they cheap out? Oh, yuck. Gross. How did they cheap out on the tires? There's no foam. Well, yes. No. The wheels are regular wheels. No, these are regular wheels. Like the regular wheel nuts. No foam. Foam-free, baby. And very hard compound. A very hard drift-like compound. These used integrated electronics, meaning not separate receivers, not separate servos. There will be a circuit board under this panel. What about the shocks? Well, these are friction shocks, kind of Tamiya level over here. That's what it is. Yeah, no, this Tamiya has, this HPI has regular screw-on wheel nuts. The Captain, what's up, man? This is an HPI dash. A very toy grade, this is this model, toy grade HPI, but it's still a genuine HPI model. And the best thing is it came with a pre-painted body. So let's say, like, you know, they're kind of like meant for kids. So let's say you were running this. I mean, your dad or whoever, you know, like an adult, was running this and you wanted to run their RS4. Richard B, how are you, man? Happy to see you here. And your dad wanted, you know, you wanted to run like an RS4, but your dad was like, bro, don't crash that RS4. You're going to kill it. You know, my failsafe don't protect from people that are kids. This right here would be what you would give your kid and not worry because it was so slow. So they would run this one. So yes, Nitro Pin goes, there's a lot tracks of HPI. Unfortunately, it's also much slower. You know, the other thing is, this was a full 10 scale chassis. It wasn't like a mini car, you know what I mean? So technically, if you were a kid, you could still look like, you know, you were running something that looked like your dad was running. That was the goal. HPI was really trying to get the kid market going, you know what I'm saying? Not the Chris Hansen market with what he does, but the kid RC market. And to that, I say HPI, hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah. So that's the dash. It's real dusty. Obviously, I don't run it like ever. It drives like crap. Anybody want to tell me what also sucks about it? So who wants to tell me what also sucks about it? It has to do with steering. What's up with the steering? I'm going to move the steering. Hold on a second. Just listen to the steering. Anybody want to know what that is? Why is it doing that? That's right. It's Rickety Rock is correct. Non-proportional. Proportional. I'm going to sit on this side a little bit. Non-proportional steering. So basically, you either got steering or you don't got steering. That was it. But, you know, this was HPI's attempt of making sure kids had a good time. And at the very least, I really commend them as a brand for doing that, right? Like, just looking at the body, you cannot tell that this is like $100 car. Right? I mean, you could take this and put it on any 10 scale, like RS4 that is, and this would be a proper RS4 looking chassis. And for that, why not? There are a couple of these on eBay. I have come across. In fact, I had two, and I still have one that is 100% new in box somewhere. Yo, Sandy, how you doing, bro? Is that you? Is that Sandy? No? Okay. Thought Sandy was walking around real fast. All right, let's continue. So that's the dash. Pretty epic RC, if you ask me. It drives like crap, of course. But, you know, if you're a collector, some things are just going to be bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's face it, guys. There's people that collect... Oh, we got Sandy over here. There's people that collect vintage computers, right? Let's say the, I don't know, Commodore 64, the PET, whatever the PET, the PET, that was a brand. The Commodore PET, I think, yeah. They suck. They don't do anything. But it's the collection that is the fun part. Richard B., what's up? Let's continue. So we got some bodies over here. HPI was, of course, king of bodies. Some wheels. I think I'm waiting to get to the engines. Here we go. We got the engines, baby. So the most desirable would be this one, the 12R XS. Look at that horsepower spec, guys. 1.35 horsepower from a 0.12. That's impressive. This was the engine that was developed in cooperation with Novorossi, by the way. This is their Novorossi optional engine, 12R XS. Now, there have been multiple 12R engines, but like you would need the XS for it to be the 1.35 horsepower. Otherwise, you're going to get the 12R SS, which is like 1 horsepower only. Next up, 18 SS. So, you guys remember, I have this engine. It's a beast. 1.5 horsepower. T15. They should just get rid of it. For the T15, they don't even quote a horsepower on it. It must be that bad. Let's see what else we got. Just some accessories. A Nitro racing clutch right there. Very, very popular. If you ever come across these style clutches, that is what you want. That's right, Nitro Pimp spent forever looking for that pull start, I can imagine. They're very rare. Okay, some other option parts. Not going to talk about most of this. What's this? Savage SS parts manuals. Why would they have Explorer parts views in a catalog? That's odd. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of cool, actually. Yeah. So that's the 2004 catalog. Really, they had the whole spread. They literally had, in my opinion, the whole spread. Now they have one in stock Savage. Just one. I guess they figured one is all you need. Oh, look who we got. We got Nitro Queen Melissa over here. She must have cheered up. It's okay to be sad, boo. It's okay to be sad. I'm sad every day. You know, when I go to work on a subway and someone tries to fight me for my seat. Every day. You know, but then you got no choice. If you want to survive, you got to keep plugging away, keep doing what you do. Life isn't easy. We're all just out there fighting for our position. no matter whether you're on a race or you're on a subway. It's a survival of the fittest type of condition. All right. Now, if you guys want to take a look at this Kyosho, I just put it back together, the one that I had on stream a couple days ago. By days, I mean weeks. I could show it to you. You might have seen this in the background. What's up there, Alex? This was the Kyosho that I worked on during a live stream a couple weeks ago. I fully restored this one already, and it's ready for a go. This is the Kyosho Ultima ST, pretty rare. This is the Pro model, by the way, not just the regular one. Only bad thing is I need to buy some more air filters. So last we spoke, the engine was out. I was rehabbing it, and now we have ourselves, the engine is back in the chassis. It's ready to go, guys. I'm gonna check the compression. It's incredible, the compression. It's incredible. Extremely smooth shocks. So yeah, this is, I'm gonna say it, this is really badass. I see people here in the chat saying it. Just gotta connect the fuel lines. Get the clip here, and it's ready to go. Like, this is Nitro Stadium truck, right? I must say, some of the softest shocks in the world on this. It's real impressive. Easy access battery tray. Everything is just so well made on this car with the OS 15 CVR X engine, which was the top dog for under $200 engines in this time period. Top dog. Giant spur gear, just like the RC10 GT, you know what I'm saying? All right, my dudes, I think I'm going to call it a day. I gotta go cheer up Queen Melissa over there. You know, maybe we'll go out to eat somewhere. I gotta go clean up the nitros outside, stuff like that. Tomorrow, like I said, I'm on a big fat RC road trip, everybody. A big fat one. Going to be picking up a WR8. What do you think about that? Can't kill a WR8, everybody. Now, I know the new one is coming out, but in reality, it's just the body. I know there's some big fans of that Ford, what was it, a Cosworth, something like that. I'm a fan of all nitros, and I will say WR8 is sickening. Okay, it's a good chassis. It's not the fastest. Some of the criticisms are it needs a 2-speed. You know, maybe yes. All I know is I want another one. All right, guys. I think we're going to call it a day. I appreciate you all for being here. Special thanks to the guys that you know, did a couple donations here tonight. I'm putting that all towards the deals going down tomorrow. You know, I had an option of going to the RC track, burning some nitro with the NitroGang out there, but I'm busy the rest of the week. Tomorrow's basically the only day I can go to make this deal go down. So tomorrow, we'll see what happens. WR8 and a Kyosho. It's a 2-deal. It's a 2-car type of deal day. You know what I'm saying? Because it's pretty far. It's going to be like about a 2-hour drive for me. And on Sunday, some other adventures going down. That's it, guys. I appreciate you all so much. Canon Stuff, thank you, man. I will talk to you all next time. You all have a great day and night, no matter where you are.